I would take my vote back. I didn't fuck with you, yeah, you counted and scared and all type of shit. I only took 2 shots. And after the game, you saw me. James Harden said he played good. James Harden said, I thought I did all right. He's like, in one game, James Harden, his confidence crazy. He said, I was playing D and all that. He said he was playing defense. He said, I thought I did decent. You over there pouting this shit. -97 on a scale of 1
They
to
was
10.
calling ice cream on James.
Everybody, the nigga, Shannon throwing ice cream on the nigga. He nigga told the nigga, get out the way, my nigga. So, if the Greek Freak, like I said, I don't know how financially it'll work or anything else, and the Greek Freak you have for a 1-year deal unless he wants to sign there for a couple more years. But yeah, I think this is a great trade for as well, because you got a young talent in Chet. You can see if he's really a number one option. No disrespect to the Eastern Conference, but I think it's a little easier than the Western Conference. Go over there, throw your weight around, even though you're about 162 pounds soaking wet. But listen, man, I wouldn't get rid of you, but I'm just saying these are the things just throwing out there. I would run it back, me personally, and wait for the whole team to get back and see where we're at with it. Then if it don't work next year, cool. Think about this, man. You lost Game 7 by 8 points without top 2 players on the floor outside of Chet.
Yeah, it's a good point, and I can't even be mad at the rating because I understand they didn't have 2 players, but 4 points from Chet is crazy. Like that.
Nah, but next year if San Antonio
2 shots is crazy. Sorry, but to take only 2 shots. I'd rather you have 4 points and shoot 15, 16 shots. Be person,
yeah, but once San Antonio, if they win this championship, the confidence that team is coming back with will be more than those 8 points. You know, after people win a championship, they become different animals, you know, for us. They definitely do.
Yeah, but that's also why I think it's going to be harder because you know those players who just go through the motions and they're not really thinking aside from like what the play is and they're just that's kind of what, because like you said, even shooting 2 shots only is crazy, and like especially because I know they're probably not on social media, but everybody's saying like, Chet, you need to step it up. Chet, you need to do this. You're slacking. You're like, at what point do you have that switch turn on where you're like, this is Game 7, let me lock in? Like that just never happens.
Some people don't think like that. They think like, I already got my championship. This isn't important to y'all. You know this. It's your generation, Scott. I already got my chip. It's money time now, right? So. But I think when you play like this,
everybody got paid over there.
Yeah.
All 3 of them niggas got paid. My fault.
Yeah, so you're thinking like this. I think this is this might be Chet's last year on this contract. What year is he at?
Just
he just signed a new 5-year. Yeah, so he has some time there, but
yeah, he got to play better than that. Because if this was his money year, he needed more points than 4, and right now. They're definitely trying to see what else is available, but I don't think you can get rid of Chet unless you get somebody like Giannis, because the West Coast is going to be too tall. I don't care how good you play. If you got to play a 7-4 hanging by the basket, it's so much spinning off the backboard you could do, because you got to get it to the backboard. And I think when you got defense like Vassell and you got defense like Castle, and they're already putting the pressure on the ball, and then they playing defense, and you're trying to change your shot, and then Wemby come out of somewhere, it's just difficult to play against, and he's only going to get better, and he's only going to get more aggressive when it comes to blocking shots and things like that. He'll get to the point where he's getting 10 blocks.
Yeah. And then Chet's contract goes to the 2030 to 2031 season, so.
That's crazy.
So I guess let's just end on this because I know you brought up Giannis and you tapped in a little bit with that too. Any other changes that you think OKC should make after just seeing how that Game 7 ended?
Yeah, I like Killer's idea. They could run it back if they only lost by 8. But they'll probably lose next year to them again, or this will become a great rivalry. This may become that Magic and Bird thing, where they go back and forth with people winning different championships. But I like both of these teams.
I think, and what's the exact question?
Yeah, basically any other changes aside from Chet that you think okay.
I think they should run it back. Like I said, they lost by 8 points, but you have to think about this as well. How motivated is J Dub? Like, nigga, because I know me personally, nigga, if I was playing, nigga, it's just,
Y'all ain't happy.
yeah. And AJ Mitchell too, nigga, if we was
Now
playing,
y'all know how important I am.
yeah.
That's
Tim Gittins. That's what. I remember we was 23-0. And the 2 guys on my team got hurt. We was like, whatever, we on there. We lost in the first round. He came to school laughing the next. I know, but personally, as a former athlete, like I said, not professional level, nigga, I'm talking shit all season. It don't count. I wasn't playing. Fuck you, nigga. You know what's right. You seen the games I played. Fuck is you talking about? AJ Smith, he's the second leading scorer. AJ Mitchell, like, bro, this is the second leading scorer I played. I'm throwing all that in there. I think this will be a great rivalry if you leave the teams how they are. Shed to come back more motivated because he's going to have to deal with it all off season. And give him a chance, man. Listen, no team is not, we just live in a motherfucking microwave era. We want everything now. Everything now. And if something doesn't go right now, we got to change everything up. Change everything up. No, this isn't working. This isn't working. This isn't working. Yo, let niggas get some time to see. Develop. You're not just lose. Don't get it fucked up. You're losing to some young niggas who never been through it. But you're losing to a nigga that we've never seen before. Like Mace just said, we seen Michael Jordan. We seen LeBron James. We seen Kobe Bryant. We seen Kevin Durant. We seen Steph Curry. We've never seen this before. This is something brand new. So I would chill out, relax, bring the crew back, and see how it goes from there. Me personally, I wouldn't rush and get Giannis because we don't know if Giannis wants to stay there. It'd be a 1 year if he doesn't sign with them long term. His contract is up next year. I'm talking about Giannis.
Yeah, but if he wins this and he stay healthy, he'll be our new GOAT.
Oh, new GOAT. Okay, ready to stamp that. I haven't heard that from you. Okay, well, shout out to the Spurs. Game 1 will be Wednesday, June 3rd versus the Knicks, and we will be talking about that later this week. But we're going to go to break. When we return, we will be joined with our analyst, Arabia, to talk some football.
I'm going to do whatever it takes to win this.
Steyer says he'll do anything to buy the governor's race. Now he's under investigation by California's government ethics watchdog, paying for endorsements to his campaign. Steyer spent $200 million to fool us. Cash to paid influencers and celebrities. And Steyer was busted for this same scam in his failed run for president. So remember, when Steyer says,
I'm going to do whatever it takes.
California's not for sale.
Leave a legacy with 24/7 signature scent control.
The $10 Gotta Have It meal deal. A fresh sandwich with fresh sourdough and fresh avocado and a fresh side for a fresh price. The $10 Gotta Have It meal deal. You just gotta have it.
Every airline has a history, but the Cathay Pacific history, the culture that they engendered at the very beginning has filtered down to the present day. They feel a sense of belonging. It's family-oriented. Some histories don't disappear. They stay with you. You feel them long after those days have gone.
She called this thing about toxic. 4 years and counting. Got you feeling like an option. Maybe I'm my own problem, babe. She's tired of hearing I don't know. I'm stubborn and me won't fall. Dealing with this thing called trust. But she really thinking about it. She wanna be free. Why am I here this way free? Hell, I don't wanna see her walk away. I wish somebody told me the rules. Disagreements let her win in this game. Even when I'm right to say
welcome back, y'all. Now we are joined with our analyst, Arabia. Hey, y'all. Thank you for having me. How are you?
Hey, Arabia, how you doing?
I'm amazing, thank you. I'm happy to be here so we could talk some football. It's been all basketball, everything. It's Spurs this and Knicks that, and so I'm just happy to take a little break from basketball.
Have you learned anything?
I learned that I still hate the NBA. I learned that it's a really hard watch. I learned that in the United States, the brand of football that's being played is just ISO to the most athletic player. It's not the same team ball movement, drive to the basket, hard defense ball that I fell in love with. I learned that I still don't like it, but it's been kind of entertaining. There have been really exciting moments in these series, but I think there's a reason why internationally basketball is kind of catching up to the United States, where back in the day it was kind of a no-brainer. And yeah, we have very athletic players, but it's just not a brand of football that I find to be entertaining.
A brand of football?
You mean basketball?
Yeah, basketball, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What brand of basketball is entertaining to you?
I'm a huge fan of like college basketball. I think women's basketball also is more like a fundamental, like again, like way more ball movement, way more like screens being set and this and that. And again, I feel like a lot of times when I'm watching NBA games, it's just like they're relying so much on athleticism instead of actual like plays and setting up defenses and stuff like that. So, you know, just it's okay.
So is your thing more like the short eras? Because you like the women and you like the older basketball. Is it shorts that you like, or what is that?
You know what? It might be the shorts. It could be I just like football because they wear tight clothes, and I like basketball when it was short shorts. So, you know, you might be onto something.
It sounds like, and that's a great point, Ace, but it sounds like to me you're trying to say that basketball isn't really a thinking man's game as opposed to football is. Is that what you're saying?
No, it wasn't so much a comparison between football and basketball, so much a comparison between basketball when I was watching it back in the day to what it is when I've been watching it most recently. So not comparing two different sports, but like two different eras.
Gotcha.
What does gaslight mean?
Gaslighting? You feel like she's gaslighting? Is that what you're getting at?
No, I think Cam is a professional.
Oh, Cam's
No,
gaslighting.
ask her a serious question.
No, questions from
She
everybody.
doesn't like basketball.
Yeah.
I was just she doesn't like to even learn about it. So I was just curious, why not? We never really asked her why not.
Yeah.
We just know that she doesn't fuck with basketball.
She feels strongly about it too.
Yeah,
I know
so
people
we
hearing that
never
going like,
asked her. So I just was like, wanted to know exactly why.
yeah, and that is clear and set. So Arabia, all 32, we got it. You got football. Well,
What does gaslighting mean?
gaslighting, when you kind of try to make somebody feel as if what they're saying isn't correct or like positive or whatever, like in that sense.
Oh, all right, I got
Like,
you
like,
better than
so is
I
it
didn't mean it
because-
like that.
Yeah. But I mean, they were valid questions, and now we got her answer. And like I said, her answer was clear. So, but luckily today we got a lot of football to talk about. Like you said, you don't want to hear about the Spurs, you don't want to hear about the Knicks, and luckily we already spoke about that. But let's talk about Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett is now an LA Rams. So the Browns traded the All-Pro defensive end to the Rams in exchange for edge Jared Verse and a 2027 first-round pick, a 2028 second-round pick, and a 2029 third-round pick. So Arabia, obviously this is huge news. What does this do for the Rams, and what does this do for the Browns? Can you break it down for us? Of course. So first of all, before we get into the teams, let's talk about this June 1st designation. There's a reason why there are different waves of free agency in the offseason. And the reason why is because there are some really important dates in the NFL all throughout the year, and especially in the offseason. So June 1st is a really important date because NFL contracts have signing bonuses. Teams can spread that money out throughout the length of a contract. So if you have a $20 million signing bonus over a 4-year contract, you can pay $5 million per year to spread that out so it's not such a big cap hit in 1 year. However, if that player is removed from the roster, whether it's a trade or whether it's a release, whatever, you would still have some money to account for as far as that signing bonus that hadn't been paid to that player. So June 1st is designated as a time where a team is allowed to spread that dead cap money across the remaining years. So in this Myles Garrett example, instead of the Browns having to pay Myles Garrett $40 million in this league year, they're going to pay him $25 million and then $15 million. So that's really kind of like a reprieve for the Browns. They restructured his contract in March to make it easier to deal him out. But I think this definitely is a really good thing for the Rams. Obviously, anybody having Myles Garrett on their roster is going to benefit greatly. I'm really excited to see him go up against the Seahawks twice a year, going up against Trent Williams twice a year. I think that matchup is going to be something that is going to feed families. I think it's going to be really exciting to see him in the NFC West. And then I wonder how Jared Verse feels. Jared Verse was a rookie in 2024. He got Defensive Rookie of the Year. Getting that call to say you're traded to the Browns after leaving the LA Rams probably was just like gut wrenching. Maybe I'm not sure, but
hey, I could come.
the
I
Browns
could
are
come
also
to
getting a really good players.
tape
So
because
two really good
I had to
players.
fly last
2023,
week.
Garrett got Defensive
Okay.
Player of the Year.
It was
And then
earlier than I
2024,
than I
Jared Verse got
expected.
Defensive Rookie of the Year, and then
Yeah.
again 2025,
Okay.
Myles Garrett Defensive Player of the Year. So two really good players who are going to benefit.
I just wanted to make sure that y'all was good.
Yeah, I
Oh, no,
really
you didn't.
think
You need
this
anything,
was a
pretty much
hard
good?
trade.
Or if you want to come and check
Because
check
when you
check the
think
things
of
out.
Myles
Like we got
Garrett, I
smell
think he was
goods.
like one of the only
You should
better
see the smell
things
goods.
that was going on the team.
And a lot of them is
So
my
you get
property
rid of
that
him.
I came
I
up with.
understand that you're getting.
Yeah.
I mean,
still using the
it's
other one
horrible
you
for
got.
them.
How you like it?
If he's leaving California,
It's cool. Nah, I'm good right now though. I don't really need nothing right now though, but I'm good.
It's really not. I'm not.
Okay,
I'm just.
so long as y'all good.
You
Always.
get
But it's not even always about
colorful
buying stuff
shirts, you
anyway,
got
man.
drop
It's
tops.
always just conversation.
Absolutely.
No, always.
I'm just saying it get cold.
Yeah, I got you.
You
I got you.
can't.
Fellas,
You
look
can't
out
have
for
the
blessing.
same
You too, man.
outfit.
Thank you, bro.
Always, man.
You gotta have on fur coats. You gotta have on the goose. You gotta have the shovel. You gotta have salt down for snow. You get this call. You're a young player. You're in LA. Everything's going well. The roster's getting full. You know what I'm saying? He's having the time of his life in California, and then you get traded for another defensive end. So it's not like he wasn't playing well. So why does he get traded? Pack up somebody else. I'm the future. I know in his mind he's thinking, I did well this year. I'm the future of LA. Stat knows what I'm talking about. New hotness. You in the city, they know your name. You getting sacks. You know, your team is winning. And then you find out you're going from a better team to one of the worst teams in the league and one of the probably the cities he didn't want to live in. He probably didn't want to live here, and it's a worse team. This is a setback for him. If you need a therapist, reach out. I understand what you're going through. I don't like this for
Jared Verse.
Yeah, I don't like this for Jared Verse, but I think Cleveland did a marvelous job in bringing him there and getting all of these other picks, you know, because those picks are going to turn into some important people. I just could feel it. And this may be the turnaround of their team. So for Cleveland, I love it. For LA, I'm like, nah. But they're thinking they got to win now. You only got a year more with Stafford, right? So, yeah, it's time to get it done. So I like it from that vantage point.
Okay. Shovel in a coat. Cam.
I want to give Cleveland a lot of props.
I like Cleveland. Yeah.
No, I understand where you're coming from a football perspective. Your football perspective was on point. It wasn't about the football. You just want to throw the whole city away, though. It wasn't. It just was the Eastern Conference Final saying win nothing, but it wasn't. I wasn't disagreeing with your football perspective. The reason I want to give the Cleveland Brown props is because thanks for letting a nigga go that you know is super nice and y'all not going nowhere and you wasting this man's life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I like that.
Yeah. Like you got
nice, my good
you wasted my life, my nigga. We ain't going no. Can I try and win one season? I respect Cleveland from that standpoint. They got somebody good back. They got some draft pick. And they say it's going to hurt for us to leave, let this nigga go. Listen, the fans are going to be in an uproar because this is the best player you got. Not just the best player you got. This is the best defensive player in the NFL. And the best player in the NFL, depending on who you're talking to. You know, he has 125 sacks over 9 seasons. Only person better than that is Reggie White. Single season sack record, which he got last season on my nigga Joe Burrow. Look, this is we get. Myles Garrett is one of the niggas, and I want to say thank you to Cleveland, even though it has nothing to do with me. That's not my team. But sometimes let a nigga go try and win one. Like, you're not going. You're wasting this man's talent. So yes, I'm happy they let him go. Back to what Mace just said though. The Rams always are trying to win now.
Yeah.
They don't play. They try to win now. Yo, Canoe look like tell that nigga Cooper Cup get the fuck up out of here. That nigga look yo, tell him to take a hike. Whatever, Pookie, whatever.
You got it.
Yeah. Tell that nigga Cooper Cup get the fuck up out of here. Jared Goff, he -- pick. This nigga slacking. Let's see what Matthews. We gotta win now. The Rams are always trying to win now. It ain't about, and we're gonna see what we can do in 3-4 years. We're gonna see. No, they're trying to win now. They're one step behind Seattle, and Myles Garrett keeps them ahead of San Francisco. So shout out to the Rams for actually getting this done and always making moves to try to keep them to win immediately. You know, what's my nigga name? You got me ready to call nigga Sam Darnold, the fucking Russia that was for the Rams. He been out.
Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald got me to call him. Aaron Donald, I think he's a beast or was a beast. This is a great replacement. This is salute to the Rams for trying to win immediately all the time, and salute to Cleveland for getting a young dog and possibly being, hopefully one of these days, a Myles Garrett type nigga. Salute to both these organizations, man.
Yeah.
So in hindsight, I think it was good for both because the Cleveland, we don't expect much from them, and to hold this nigga life up is a damn near crime because you don't never hear the nigga Myles Garrett crying. One year he held out, they ended up paying the nigga, and he didn't even hold out that long. So it isn't like he's crying, I gotta get the fuck out of here, I don't want to be. You know, rumors like you see other niggas on the sideline reading comic books, jumping rope, doing all type of shit, trying to get out on some James Harden shit. You don't get that from Myles Garrett. So for him to quietly possibly be like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
He didn't put it out there in the public, and Arabia broke down some other facts for as financial is concerned, for it made sense for everybody. So congratulations to everybody involved in this trade.
Yeah, and I also stand corrected because if I'm correct, I think Jared Verse is from Ohio, so he's going home. He's going home. So I stand corrected on that. He's from Dayton, Ohio. He's definitely excited about this.
Being in Ohio.
It ain't always exciting to go home.
Yeah.
A lot of
Y'all
pressure.
relate?
Just saying, no, I'm just saying I've never been a professional athlete, but I can just imagine a lot of pressure when you play at home, tickets and family and driving and
everybody.
Dayton to Cleveland is about hour and 20 minutes, hour 30. Everybody coming, pause. So.
Literally everybody, and that's a whole nother thing to have to worry about. So you spoke on him kind of like being smooth about the process, not really throwing much of a fuss. So now we got another player who on the opposite end had a little bit of a different experience. So we were always having the what's next for AJ Brown conversations. Well, that has finally ended after the Eagles decided to trade AJ Brown to the Patriots for a first-round draft pick in 2028 and a 2027 fifth-round pick. So Arabia, does this trade make sense to you?
Same day I learned Santa Claus wasn't real was the same day I learned I was never going to own a home in California.
This election's about change versus more of the same.
Working people are for Tom, corporations are for Becerra.
It's really hard to trust somebody like Becerra who takes money from big oil.
I can't afford for a politician to take a side bribe just so that I can pay a higher energy fee.
Becerra is not our guy.
What matters is, can you fix the problems in California? And I think Tom Steyer can.
I don't give a about him being a billionaire as long as he brings mine right down.
I can see it. They're coming. Disclosure Day.
For a limited time, take up to 70% off at Ashley's Overstock Accessory Sale. Thousands of in-stock accessories priced to move fast. Mirrors, pillows, lamps, wall art, and more up to 70% off while supplies last. Only at Ashley's.
Double down. Checkers and brownies, $3.49. Doubles.
Double down.
The cheesy, toasty new sourdough double nuts with 2 beef patties and grilled onions. Cheese double or a spicy chicken double. Just $3.49 each. Go all in for less. Only at Checkers and Rallies.
Sure, yeah. I mean, he didn't want to be in Philly. He was very vocal about that. His body language, the things he actually said, he didn't want to be there. Sirianni's the kind of coach where it's like, he's going to only have you on a short lease. He's not a super patient, understanding guy. So I think both parties were like, all right, if you don't want to be here, I'll let you go. And then AJ Brown obviously was really happy to go. Speculation has been going on for months that this trade was going to happen, so we finally get to see it. AJ Brown is with Mike Vrabel. So Vrabel was the head coach of the Titans in 2029 when AJ Brown was drafted to the NFL. The Eagles have been preparing for this separation for a while, moving up in the draft to get Mekhi Lemon, trading for Dontavion Wicks, and signing Hollywood Brown and Elijah Moore. I think AJ Brown will be a really reliable perimeter option for Drake May, a young quarterback who's still trying to get his motion with his receivers. I think AJ Brown will really be as productive as he was with the Eagles. I mean, in the last 4 seasons, only him and Ja'Marr Chase are the only who have at least 1,000 receiving yards and 7 touchdowns. And I say that to say he's been performing at a high level for a while now. Now, you can make the comparisons between Jalen Hurts and Drake May to see, well, will he have the same person under center to try to get him the ball? And, you know, that's another conversation. But I think he joins a Patriots team that's be wide receiver 1 and still be very productive. Speaking of the whole team, they've definitely changed this wide receiver room a lot in the offseason, and they will be the first team in the NFL, in NFL history, to start the season with 4 straight games against playoff teams from the previous season. So it'll be an interesting start to the season. Again, him trying to get chemistry with May and still being on a new team and having a relatively rough schedule to start off with, but I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, I think I would like to see him get back the way he was in like 2022, 2020, I think, when he was averaging about 11, when he had about 11 touchdowns. I'm not sure if he could do that, but this will be the place to do it. I mean, he got other decoys. I hate to call him a decoy, but when A.J. Brown gets there, I believe he will be wide out pause number 1. And with Stephon on the other side, if he goes back, I think this is a real formidable championship team. Even though there's a lot of other teams that could beat them, I think this makes them really, really violent, really, really explosive. And I'm just happy to see him on a team that he can stop just being a distraction. I think right here he gets the ball paused more than before, and that 1,000 yards should go up to about 1,200.
I don't think Stephon Diggs coming back. I think he's a free agent. What's Vrabel doing with his girl and his wife?
What's going on with that?
What's happening with that? Did they give him a... Last time I checked, they was talking about he's in therapy and all that. Skip over that? Are we not going to mention that? This is what happens with me. Something happens, we act like...
Yeah, big distraction.
It wasn't tongue kissing and taking twin pictures when you dress up in the Benetton at the same outfit with the girl. Is he back with his wife Arabia? What's going on with that?
You know how have you ever gotten cheated on? You know, you be dragging me into these conversations, but you ever been cheating and then you get caught, but you know you're not gonna stop cheating, but you just gotta lay low for a little bit and let the scene calm, let the dust settle. So they just gotta lay low for a little bit. They're not really talking as much, but they're both thinking about each other. Maybe like birthdays or anniversaries are passing, but they're just letting it cool down. They're laying low, but then once everybody super forgets, then they're gonna be back. They're gonna be back.
You talking about the Bruce Seeley joint?
Yes.
Well, what about his wife?
He did shout her out recently.
Oh, yeah, she not going nowhere.
Oh, so she one of them bitches that been like, she like a Hillary Clinton, like, why you just can't keep shit tucked? I let you get away with shit. Just
embarrassed. Yeah, some people you with is just embarrassing.
Just embarrassing. I used to think about that shit with Hillary Clinton, man. When nigga be like, yo, I already let you get away with everything. All I'm asking you is, don't let me get in the public. You just embarrassed me.
That's wild.
I had a girl tell me that. That's why it's so funny. A while ago, so you just embarrassing, man.
Yeah, you gotta do something about the embarrassment.
Yeah, but that's why I don't lie no more. I just say what it is, man. Out front in the open. Yeah, listen, man, this is good for Drake May. He has a solidified number one receiver. We've seen all the how this played out with AJ Brown in Philadelphia. I'm never going to say it's not a good time to read the Bible, but it's very distracting to the team in between when the team is on defense on the field and he's on the side. I guess I'm never going to tell somebody it's not a good time, but he knew the camera would be on him, and he knew that people would probably respond to that. And he did a bunch of different things to show that he didn't want to be on the Eagles anymore. My main thing with him was last game that he played with the Eagles. He talked about how he doesn't get the ball, to not pass it to him. I think he had 3 drops, made them lose the game. My personal opinion, don't blame it on Jalen Hurts. It was solely on you. So if you're that unhappy, you have a fresh new quarterback with a great organization. Let's see what you get done up there. Good luck to your brother.
And then just before we move on, I do want to add to just the Mike Vrabel conversation real quick, because the reporters are being kind of slick because they've been asking him about it in the press conferences. So they're like, okay, how's you and the family? Like, how are things going? So he said, it's really good. I appreciate my family. I love Jen, which is his wife. I love the boys. I love my personal friends. Diana, on the other side, has been photographed with her husband that has been there all along. So I don't know. They are kind of, like Raby said, they just kind of laying low, but not for real, because they're clearly still with their partners, but like everybody's kind of brushing it on the rug. So I think they're really just going to lock in until football season comes around again, which I guess good for them. I don't know. They'll have to figure that out. And then just real quick before we move on, because we kind of already knew how AJ Brown felt about the Eagles, but then he went to his Instagram to post a picture, well, really a baby picture of him with a Patriot shirt on. Does that post make any statement to you, or you kind of figured something like that would happen? Just what are your thoughts on that post by him?
No, I don't take that too seriously, because it's not like he also didn't post a thank you to Philadelphia. He said it was an absolute honor wearing that midnight green. He shouted Philadelphia out and kind of gave a statement in that regard. And then now he's moving on to a new team. So he kind of paid homage to the past while also acknowledging the future and how happy he probably is to be out of Philly and with a new team. So it seemed pretty normal to me. It's not like he didn't say anything about his former team, which I think would have looked a lot different. So I think it's cool.
Good point. Just was curious because a lot of Eagles fans obviously felt some type of way about that, but you know, it's 2 teams. If that's the team that he liked growing up, that's the team that he liked growing up. Okay, so on to Odell Beckham Jr. So now he is a Giant again after signing with them, in addition to them signing Braxton Berrios and Juju Smith. So Arabia, was this an overall good decision for their locker room, or do these trades not really move you? What are your thoughts on this for the Giants?
This doesn't move me at all. I mean, I get the storyline, reunited with his former team, the team he started out with, new coach, fresh start. I think he'll maybe have a handful of splash plays throughout the season here and there, but he'll really be a depth piece. That's his role. That's what he was signed for. So I think he'll do just that. Like I said, the storyline is fun, I guess, but I'm just, in reality, really underwhelmed at the prospect of OBJ back with the Giants. We talked about how AJ Brown will be back with Mike Vrabel, but he will now also be reunited not just with the Giants, but also with John Harbaugh, because, you know, he had to stick with the Ravens with Harbaugh. So I'm sure Harbaugh has a lot to do with them taking a chance at OBJ, but again, he's not going to return to his previous Giants glory and just be this super productive 1,200-yard receiver #1. I mean, they already have, you know, Malik Neighbors there, even Darius Slayton. Like, there's going to be certain people who are ahead of him in the depth chart. So he's going to be a depth piece. I think everybody has pretty tempered expectations of what OBJ will be. And as long as those expectations are managed, then I think he'll make a couple splashy plays here and there. He's good for it. We saw some flashes in the Fanatics flag football game over the summer where he made that really cool one-handed catch and things like that. But, you know, he'll have a cool little depth appearance for the Giants.
I think with the other pieces that they got, it's perfect for him. He doesn't have to overperform. He gets to come back after being out for long and pause and only just do what he needs to do. And I think that fits where he's probably at, given his age. I think he probably could perform at a high level, even if it's for a shorter period of time. So I think with the role that he'll be needed for, as well as Harbaugh doing him a favor, actually bringing him back to the NFL, I think it's perfect for them too, perfect for the city. Just seeing OJ be around, it might be a great thing for New York.
Baby, I've been seeing a lot of chatting on the Is What It Is group text between you and Nick. What do you feel about Jackson Dart being with Trump?
All right.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I feel like if Jackson Dart wants to be openly political and open about his political stance, which has further implications when the person who you are openly backing has been in some legal troubles, his character has been called into question, just those are just facts. You also have to be prepared for backlash because these are very serious allegations towards people who you're backing. So the fine, if you want to support Trump, that's your thing, it's America, whatever. But the thing that I don't like is people's attitude towards Abdul Carter for, number one, calling him out publicly because you supported him publicly. So whatever the backlash is should be about him publicly. And also people try to say that Abdul Carter created some tension in the locker room. Well, Jackson Dart is the one who created that tension by being the first one to bring up politics. There are certain things that you just don't do in polite company. Politics, religion, things like that for a reason, because it's just divisive. So I don't like the backlash to Abdul Carter. And if that's what Jackson Dart wants to do, you want to be January 6th Dart, that's fine. I also don't like how he jacking JD5. JD5 was around. Now they're trying to call him JD6. It'll never ever be JD6. Stop trying to make JD6 a thing. He could be January Dart. January 6th Dart. So yeah, that's how I feel. I just don't, I support Abdul Carter.
It's like you feel away, even though you keep saying you don't feel away.
I do feel away. I definitely do feel away. I do.
So
that's what he wants to do, cool, but I feel away.
And does this equal out the losses? Because in the group text it's saying that this is taking away at least 2 losses for the Giants for him appearing with Trump, if I read correctly, a week ago or 2 weeks ago. So,
no, Jackson Dart sucks whether he endorses Trump or not. I think it's funny because, this whole notion of oh, the Giants are so bad. Well, let's see it first. I'll believe it when I see it.
Nick over there making faces.
Yeah, he triggered. He thinks the Giants are going 13-4, right?
Yeah.
I knew it.
He could really work in the control room because of what you said.
Nick, do you think the Giants are going to have a better record than the Commanders? Guaranteed.
Oh, this is a clip.
Definitely.
That is a clip.
That's nice. That's very nice.
Easily.
That's rich coming from a guy who hasn't beat us since 2023. I'm not worried. They're our sons. We have them under our wing. And unless you beat my quarterback, unless you beat my team in the last 3 years, I'm not worried about you.
Yeah. Let's calm down.
And guess what? Even with just that one good season, they still couldn't beat us last year. Got swept last year, so it's even with the bad season, they still couldn't beat us. So.
Well, on my team, I'm just saying, let's not get carried away. Let's not get carried away.
I think I will get carried away. I think I will do that.
Okay. What are you expecting for the Commanders this year? Because last year you were a realist knowing they wasn't going to do anything, and you were correct.
You're welcome.
So do I think we
do the rest of your thing.
I'm really excited about this year. This year feels like we made some really good offseason moves between veterans, and I like what we did in the draft. If we're healthy, I think we can really compete in our division, and I hate to say it. I'm only going to say it once because there are no Cowboys fans around. But Cowboys also got a lot. The NFC East as a whole got a lot better, but Cowboys got a lot better. Giants got a little bit better. We got a lot better. So I think we're really going to be competitive in our division and then, therefore, in the NFC in general. But I'm excited for our season.
Well, Jay, back to the original question for me. He got to be the oldest 33-year-old I ever seen in my motherfucking life. It seemed like he's been around for 200 years. Right? It seemed like, I'm like, yo, how old is OBJ? I had to look earlier. I'm like, nigga only 33. It seemed like he had a long-ass career. It looked like it seemed like he about, for real, 39. And niggas just picking him up just because, yo, he's OBJ. Glory years with the Giants, a bunch of injuries, I will say, hindered him throughout his career. Him going to the Giants.
Councilmember Eunices Hernandez has failed to deliver affordable housing, failed to keep our parks and streets safe, failed to fund our animal shelters. After years of failure, it's time for a change. Meet Maria Lou Calanche. Lou will deliver free childcare, free before and after school programs, free summer camps, and union job pathways for young people. Lou will partner with mental health professionals to move our homeless into housing. Vote Maria Lou Calanche for City Council.
Get a small business insurance quote at Byberg.com or give us a call.
Byberg.
Oh, JD is outside.
Wendy's. Download now.
I guess the silver linings is what May say. You ain't gotta do too much. I don't fucking know. Look, I have no faith in the Giants. Sorry, Nate.
No Cam Scatterbull.
Nah, see, y'all don't know the name. My number was Jack and
Yeah, never like that.
Yeah.
Scat pack and all.
Yes. 6 big games. Niggas saw hey, cause he's white. He like, nigga, scat crazy. Nah, bro. Nigga tore his shit out in 6 games. Now, is he rugged? Is he rough? Does he have a lot of potential? Yeah, we seen it from the 6 games he played, but how many wins did that equal out? I just think that any sports organization, football or basketball, and I'm not going, and baseball for that matter too, I'm not going to even include hockey. You got somebody white that's aight, niggas go crazy.
Women basketball.
Yeah, niggas, when you got a white player that's nice, niggas go crazy, my nigga. Like, especially, like, don't get it fucked up, but we're having an emergence of black quarterbacks over the last 10, 15 years, or however long it's been, because it was a primarily white position when me and May. So, you know, they actually